the Institute for Jewish Spirituality, to the online yoga studio. We're here almost every Monday, except national holidays and Jewish holidays, practicing together in this wonderful space, really raising the light, which is so important, especially in this time of darkness, both in the calendar year and also in the world. So thank you for your presence. It may not feel like a lot to be in one person in a little box on Zoom, but every box is a candle. Every one of us is important in this community and really creates the energy. We create the energy together to get some strength for our week and for our lives. So let's see, our props for today are going to be a blanket and a block and a strap. A blanket, a block, and a strap. And so as you're getting those, I'll just make one announcement from the Institute. We have a wonderful program beginning in January, Flourish, with El Shai and Rabbi Miriam Margles, and a beautiful mindfulness certification program. I believe 12 weeks. I'm not sure if I have that right. Something like that. You can learn more and register at the link that Jet has put into the chat. Two exquisite teachers. So if you have time and you have inclination and desire for learning, I really encourage you to check that out. So let's practice. We're going to do about 5 minutes of warm-up. I'll teach a little bit of Torah on this week's Torah portion by Yeshev, and we'll get moving and stay moving until quarter of the hour, and then we'll have some time for Q&A. So we'll begin on your back. Come into the position that we call constructive rest, which is soles of the feet to the floor, knees bent, lying on the back. You can place the blanket under your head if you'd like a little support. Allow the elbows to bend and the palms of the hand to rest on the low belly or on the low ribs. Keep the eyes open so that you have some alertness. You're not giving your body the cue to fall asleep. But the eyes are soft, the gaze is soft. And see if you can allow the torso to yield to the floor, to surrender. Especially the hips. And especially the shoulders. Sometimes I notice in my own body I'm lying down, but I'm sort of holding my shoulders up. So can you really let the shoulder blade yield to the floor and the outer shoulders drop? You can even just wiggle a little and tuck your shoulder blades under you. Like wings, just tuck them onto the back so that you really feel the fullness of each shoulder blade. Allow the neck to be easy and the jaw. And take a moment to register and notice how you feel in this moment. Do you come to practice today energized or a little more depleted and exhausted? Alert or a little bit fuzzy? Just notice any pains or aches in the body that might need some attention today, some care, some tending. As you bring your attention into the body, as we dive in here, do you feel more present in the left side or the right side of the body? Does one side of the body feel Maybe heavier or larger in your in your feeling space. Often this corresponds with if we're lefty or righty dominant, left or right dominant. Sometimes it's that side that we favor that feels more present. Do you feel more present in the front of your body, the front line of the body, or do you feel more present in your back body, that which is in touch with the floor? This is subtle. Maybe you can tell or maybe not, and if not, don't worry about it. And do you notice if your attention favors the inhale or the exhale? Now this one is a great question. You can really bring that through the week and pause throughout the day and notice, do I favor the inhale or do I favor the exhale? Where do I put more attention? You don't have to make any change. We're just noticing. We're just paying attention. Just allowing the back body to settle. Again, to yield to the floor. Extend the legs long. Flex through the feet. Really extend through the heels. Draw the toes back toward the forehead, but then extend through the balls of the feet as well. So it's a little bit of a flex and also a little bit of a point. And then with the arms, if there's some issues for you in the shoulders, take the arms cactus, which is shoulder height out to the sides with the palms facing up. Or if the shoulders will allow, extend the arms overhead and just extend. Now point the toes and extend through the fingers and wiggle the fingers and toes a little bit. Just give yourself a nice yawn, sigh, stretch. And as if you were picking apples over your head, just send left arm up, right arm up. Back and forth, a little bit of side bend stretch. Good. And then we're going to take tree pose on the floor, like a very easy tree pose. So with the left leg extended, bend the right knee, and then just allow the right knee to flop out to the side. Now if that hurts, if that causes strain in the low back or in the groins, you're going to take a block and rest it under the knee. In fact, we can all take a block and rest it under the knee, just so it just is kind of an easy and supported tree pose shape. Energize through that left leg once again. Flex the foot, send the ball of the foot forward. Right leg, really easy. Just notice how this feels in the back of the pelvis. Allow that right knee to drop, to give over to the block. And for the inseam of the leg, the groins, the inner leg, to just open a little bit. And then take your right hand to your right knee, draw the right knee back to center. Send the leg long. Just flop the feet a little bit in and out for a moment. And notice, how do the legs feel? Is there any difference between your sensation in the right and the left sides? And then we'll take the other side, so bend the left knee and take the left knee, let it drop out to the side and rest on the block, on the lowest level of the block. Should be enough. Of course, you can change that to the higher level. Take your hands to the two hip points, the bony, prominent points of the pelvis in front. Just see that they're even. Notice if one wants to hike up, even here.
And brighten through that right foot. Flex. Send the ball of the foot forward. Nice bright sole of the foot. Breathe here. Then take your hand to the left knee. Bring it back up to center. Bend the right knee. You can stay here, if you like, in constructive rest for a few minutes. It's quite nice. Or if you'd like, come on up to sitting. I'll share a few words with us on Parshat Vayeshev. So we had been following Jacob and Esau. Now we get to the Joseph story. We begin with the Joseph story. The portion begins, Vayeshev Yaakov, be'eretz megurei aviv, be'eretz Canaan. Jacob was settled. Vayeshev, he sat. He was settled in the land where his father had sojourned, the land of Canaan, right? He settled. Maybe that would suggest that he found some ease, some stability finally in his life. But no, no. Over all of his sons, he favored Joseph, and we of course know what comes from that. He created a real imbalance in the family. He's still a person that is very much struggling, even after everything. The portion tells us now Israel, Jacob, loved Joseph the best of all his sons, for he was his child of old age, and he'd made him an ornamented tunic. We know this story, of course. And when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of his brothers, they hated him, so they couldn't even speak a friendly word to him. Everyone can see that Jacob's love for Joseph is more than for the other siblings. And of course, this causes jealousy and rivalry and problems. So I want to share with you a little piece from Rabbi Yael Levy's book, Directing the Heart. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece on this portion. Jacob sought rest. He yearned to settle, to dwell in comfort and peace. He sought relief from upheaval. He wanted to stop questioning, to cease wandering, and be still. But instead, Jacob's own vulnerabilities and human frailties brought contention and pain. Jacob's favoring of his son Joseph created upheaval within the family and resulted in jealousy and rage. The family was torn apart, any hope of comfort and peace gone. Even as we seek to settle, even as we yearn for calm and rest, the mission of being human makes this difficult. Feelings arise, thoughts emerge, and our struggles, vulnerabilities, and experiences get tangled. We trip and we fall, causing pain to ourselves and others. Sometimes the fall is so severe, we land in a deep pit and feel unable to rise. Let us remember that we are all vulnerable beings, doing the best we can in each moment. We all have dreams for our lives, just like Joseph's dreams. Visions and hopes of what might be. And we all have experiences that help us weave our dreams into reality. And we all have experiences that tear our dreams apart. Let us be kind to ourselves and each other. Let us treat each other with tenderness and care. What an exquisite teaching for today. So I want to look in our yoga, in our lives, but starting with the mat. What parts of our body do we favor? What conditions do we favor? How do we seek balance, right? And we see that, that there's, in the family system of Jacob's family, there's a great imbalance. And this causes unease and strife. So we can also look through the lens of what is now currently very popular therapy, internal family systems, and see each of the brothers as parts of ourselves, right? Which parts of ourselves, which of our inner selves do we favor, and can we bring awareness to it so that when we say Vayeshev Yaakov, right? When we seek to settle, we can actually settle the body. So I want to look at some yoga poses that traditionally can really, we can find where we're not balanced. So finding a comfortable seat if you've been on the floor. And whichever way, you can sit as I'm sitting, hero pose with the knees forward and the feet under you. You can sit cross legs. You can sit in the chair. Just find a balance for your sitting bones. And notice, before you fidget, notice, is there one side that feels heavier, more present, that you favor? Can you work through the other sitting bone to even out? We're going to take our hands above our head by interlacing and turning the palms to face forward, straightening the elbows and stretching out the arms, and then lifting up above. And again, if the shoulders are tight, keep as much bend on the shoulders as you like. And you can even stay here, and I love to make just little circles around the crown and separate the shoulder blades. If it feels okay for your own shoulders, stretch those palms up, straighten through the elbows. And notice, am I even right to left? Do I feel, am I side bending? Am I even in both side waists? Am I even through the outer line of the arm? Which part do I favor? And then you can come down, and of course we have an interlace that we favor. Usually, again, the dominant finger, the dominant side finger on top. So change that interlace to the other one. The one we forget about, the one we overlook. And then we do the same thing again. Palms extending out. And maybe you just want to be here. This is quite nice too. And draw the shoulder blades down. Or maybe you want to come back overhead and see how is this in the body. So sitting bones, grounding evenly down. Side waists, even. Shoulders even. Palms, and you can even take a look up. Palms open and wide. You can look at the wrists as well. Even. To the best of our ability. And then come on down. I'll turn around for this so you can see from the back. Take the strap and just let it sit over your shoulder. Either one is fine. Take the right palm and turn it up. Bring the arm up, bend through the elbow, and just give a little pull here with the left hand. Draw it in, hug it in toward the midline, and send the fingertips down. And again, notice, does that cause you to side bend? Can you really work against that favoring of one side over the other? And then release. Same thing with the other hand. Turn the palm to face up. And then send that left arm up toward the ceiling and then bend. See if you can draw the upper arm into the midline and really stay even through left and right sides. Good. And then give it a shake out. And then we're going to just work internal rotation for a moment. So right hand turning in, palm to the back, and then just draw it up the back just a little bit, not much, just to open the shoulder a little and feel that. And same with the left. Turn the palm back, internal rotation of the upper arm, and just come back. It might even just be down here, right? So be very gentle with your shoulders. Give it a shake out. Okay, right arm, palm facing up, coming up. Left arm, palm facing down, internally rotating, and take it behind. So you can hold the strap, maybe your fingers clasp, You don't need the strap. Maybe you're just going to hang out down here, no problem. Wherever you are with this, just notice how the rib cage wants to adapt. Can you keep it stable and really central, right? So notice if the front ribs begin jutting forward, can you soften those back ribs back? Can you bring attention again right to left? Okay, so we're just trying to find some evenness here in this opening. Head and neck easy. And then release slowly. Give a little shake. We'll take the other side. The left palm turning up, coming up. The right palm turning back and coming behind you. Again, finding both hands on the strap or clasping fingers. Let those back ribs soften back. Tall spine, even in the sitting bones. Good. And then release, shake it out. One more thing. We're going to take the hands and internally rotate both hands. Take them either behind the back, holding opposite elbows, like so. If that's really easy and you have more flexibility, join the pinkies together and then each finger successively, whole palm, prayer behind the back. Widen the collarbones. And then again, really bring your keen inner eye. So it's the feeling from the inside to locate imbalance, to see that you give equal attention to both sides. And then slowly, slowly release that. Give it a shake out. We'll come to stand. You can do that through ragdoll or just come straight up to standing. Find mountain pose. Even standing. Four corners of the feet, inner, outer heel. Mound of the big toe over to the mound of the little toe. Separate evenly right and left collarbones from the midline. Extend down evenly right and left fingertips. Bringing equal attention to the inhale and to the exhale. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to take the same thing with the arms standing. So bring your strap over your shoulder. And once again, right palm turning up, coming up and reaching. Left palm turning back and coming behind the back, taking hold of the strap. And can you find evenness here? Wiggle your rib cage a little bit if you need to. Sort of find your place. It's right in the center. We're not favoring any part over another part. Settling in. And then release, and we'll take the other side. And just notice, how is one side different from the other side in your own body today? even pressing down at the feet. Even in both side waists, even in the front and back of the rib cage. And then release. You can put the strap to the side for a moment. And let's take tree pose. We did it on the floor, now we'll take it standing. So using the right leg as your standing leg, shift over and feel free to come to the wall for support or take support on the back of a chair if you prefer to have some help for balance. Turn out from the left hip and just come in and out a couple times. So you could just swivel, just feel that hip. You can even make little figure eights with the knee. Just opening a little bit through that hip. So turning out, you can use the toes as a kickstand and stay at the floor if you like, or at the ankle. You can come to the lower leg, or you can come above the knee. Just don't have the foot pressing into the knee. So wherever you are, find your tree pose. And you can decide, as always,
Hey Lizzie, we lost your audio.
I
I hear you now.
hear me now. Okay, great. Thanks, Jet. Where'd you lose me? Just right then?
Yeah, right in tree pose.
Okay, great. So here we are, guys. Other side. Let's take some figure eight. Not sure why that happened, but I'm glad we're back on track. Find that figure eight with the knee, internal and external rotation, right? And then you can either ground the toes, or come to the ankle, the calf, or all the way up. And once again, feel free to take any support you need. And see where you want the hands to be. Even in the breathing. And then as you're ready, release. And let's come to the floor and fold the blanket so that we have support for the hips. You can bring your strap nearby. Left leg straight, extended. Right knee, draw in toward the chest. And first, let's just take the hands to the shins and lift the heart up so we have a really tall spine. And see that we even out the hips. And then let that right knee come out to the side. So you can have the foot just at the knee, or you can draw it in closer up toward the groins. Right? This will depend on your own knee. And also, you can take the block for some support. So we don't want to get any knee troubles, we don't want to overdo, we don't want to bring anything on. So as little or much flexion as your knee can tolerate, and by all means take support for the knee wherever you are, okay? So be where you are. Let's take the strap around the left foot. And if you'd like, you can also wrap the hands. That can be nice so the fingers don't have to just hang on tight. Let the strap be at the ball of the foot. So you can press the ball of the foot into the strap a little bit and help lift the heart. Just be right here. The torso is facing the left leg. Good, and notice right here, do you favor left or right? Can you find some evenness? Just welcoming the whole body into each pose. I think that's what we're, the ikar of what we're getting at today. The main point. Inhale and lift the heart. And then if you'd like, as you exhale, you can begin to come forward over the leg. So you can continue to use the strap to draw forward. Maybe the hands reach the foot. Maybe you want to fold deeply. You decide. Staying here for a few breaths. Inhaling and lengthening the spine. Exhaling and folding. Letting some sensation build in the back of the left leg. As you're ready, inhale and come on up. And take that right knee and draw it in. Extend the right leg long. Both legs are long, just give them a little bit of a shake. And a little bit of a point and flex. And then circle the feet. Open the ankles a little bit. Going one direction and then also going in the other direction. Okay, and then we'll switch sides. The right leg is extended. We bend the left knee. Draw in. Press the hands to the shin. And lift the heart up. Breathe here. And then let the knee come out to the side. And again, you can support the outer knee with a block. And see where you want the foot to land. The torso is facing the right thigh. And once again, bring the strap around the ball of the right foot. So that you can press the ball of the foot into the strap, and you can also pull on the strap where you have that tension there. And then you can wrap the hands if you like. These are all just suggestions, so take what works, leave the rest. Inhale, pull on the strap, lift the heart. Just stay here for a moment, finding this spot. This might be the whole pose for you today. You'll see where the body wants to go. And again, notice you favoring right or left side of the body. And then if you'd like, begin to come forward. So inhaling and lifting and lengthening and exhaling and folding. So working for a few breaths like this, coming into the pose. And then inhale. When you're ready to come up, bring the left knee back. Both legs extended. And once again, a little shake out of any kind. We'll sit up once more. Both legs extended. Take the hands right to the sides of the hips, palms pressing down into the blanket. Draw the shoulders back, draw the shoulder blades toward each other, and lift the heart. And once again, see right to left, front to back. What does your body naturally favor? Right? Where are you stronger? Where are you compensating? It's not something we can necessarily undo in one moment or in one session. We're just trying to bring our awareness to it. You can stay right here. If you'd like, start to fold forward. And you can, of course, again, use the strap. Go slowly, take your time. And then inhale, come on back up. Bend that right knee one more time. And just take a very easy twist to the right. Nothing too big. Just a little bit of a counter pose for the forward bend. Come back to center, open the twist to the left. And then same thing, other side. Lengthen the right leg, bend the left. Just an easy twist to the left. A lot of lift through the low back as you go. And then open it up, easy twist to the right. Very nice. Let's lay it down. It's going to come to lie on the back. Take the block with you. Knees bent, soles of the feet to the floor. Press into the feet, lift the hips, and let's place the block right under the low back. So we have a low bridge here. And then once again, tuck those shoulder blades under you. Let the palms face up toward the ceiling, if this works for you, so that the upper chest is really opening. Outsides of the shoulders are on the floor. Chin is slightly tucked. I'm just going to lengthen the tailbone. And again, we're not going into, you can go into a more active bridge if you like. But basically what we're just doing here is more counter pose for the forward bending. We're just lengthening the tailbone, letting the lower back settle. And then if you would like, can extend both legs up toward the ceiling. This is sort of a yin version of shoulder stand, little inversion, really, really, really good for the body, sending the feet up toward the ceiling. You can close the eyes if you'd like. Letting it be easeful. And then you can release that by just bending the knees slightly. Now this next one isn't for everyone. You might want to do it with the block under you as I'm doing, but you may want to release, take the block away and do without the block. It's a lot on the hip flexor. So let me show you what's going on here. I'm hugging the right knee in, not fully yet, just a little bit, taking the right foot to the floor, flexing the foot, dig the heel in like you're digging through sand, and extend that right heel long. Right, so with the elevation here, it can feel like ah for some people, but for others it's just too much. It's a fair amount through the hip flexor. And then once you have that leg straight, you can see how much you want to bend the left knee in toward the body. Right, so and if this is not for you on the block, then go ahead, take the block away and do the same thing, draw the left knee in. The main thing is to be really active through that right heel, really digging as we extend. I'm pulling on the left knee. And then release by bending the right knee, coming back and switching. So I'm just I'm not pulling the right knee too far into the chest. I'm extending through my arms here and then taking the left heel to the floor and just cut that line through the sand straight ahead so that the heel is in line with the sitting bone. And you can notice definitely the difference from one side to the other. And then start to draw the right knee in. Keeping that left leg parallel. Good, and then bend the left knee. And again, either with or without the block, you can hug the knees to the chest. This is something I really like to do sometimes with the lower back on the block. It kind of just changes where you feel this. I get a little bit of pressure into the upper back in a positive way, in a really nice way. So you'll see right away if you like this or you don't like this, and of course you can just remove the block if it just feels like not good or like it's smushing your body. Avoid smushing. Okay, and then you can slowly release that block, let the lower back come down. Take any movement that you need briefly before setting into stillness, settling in. And when you're ready, settle into stillness. It might be constructive rest again, returning where we began, and it might be legs long, palms by the sides turned up. It might be fetal position. You decide. You can cover yourself with a blanket, or you can roll the blanket to a bolster and place it under your knees. You can have the blanket under your head. Lots of choices, you decide. A couple minutes of stillness. If you'd like to stay a little longer, if you have time to do so, feel free to just turn off the video and continue your Shavasana until you're ready to get up. If you're coming back to your day,
Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And make your way up to a comfortable seat. Take all the time you need. We're going to close, as we've been doing these weeks, by singing together Achenu Kol B'nai Israel, prayer for the hostages to all come home. So grateful that many are home. Many are still in captivity, and we pray for their safety and their well-being and their safe return. Hashta Bagala Vizman Kariv, really speedily. So Jet will share with us the text. You can sing along. There's Hebrew and transliteration, or you can just listen. Sending our energies and the efforts of our practice, right? We never hold them in just to ourselves. We send them out for Tikkun Olam. This world can be improved. We can have peace. Achenu kol beit Yisrael, Achenu kol beit Yisrael, hanetonim b'tzara ubashivya, haomdim ben bayam uben bayabasha. Hamakom yerachem aleim veyotziem mitzara ve'yirevacha u'me'afel le'ora u'mishibud ligeula hashta bagala uvizman karim. As you're ready, allow your eyes to open. Shavua Tov, everyone. And Chanukah Sameach, first candle on Thursday night. If you have enjoyed this class or any of our sessions or have attended any IJS sessions which you've loved, please feel free to make a donation in any amount. Any amount matters and helps so that we can continue to offer these beautiful free resources to you. So thank you in advance for that. And we'll be back next Monday as usual, and we will talk about Chanukah and the light of Chanukah a little bit and let that come into our bodies for our practice. I'm wearing my Kripalu t-shirt today, just came back from beautiful retreat at Kripalu over this past Shabbat, studying texts of Chanukah and Shabbat, and got to meet a handful of you finally in person, which was so sweet. So this retreat was certainly beyond my expectation, and I have high expectations, and I think it was true for everyone that it was really, really special for us. So if you're considering a retreat in the springtime, please consider joining me and Rabbi Sheila Peltz-Weinberg together at Kripalu, April 11 through 14, 2024. And we will be teaching on Pesach and the theme of freedom.